What's up guys, how are you guys doing? In this video I'll be talking to you guys about the selector right here, okay? The rescue merit selector right there, okay? As you guys can see, I am at 280 pulls out of 300, so once I do 20 pull I should be able to pick this up, and I'm just gonna be giving you guys a generalized idea on which cards are better to pick up from this, okay? I think most of you guys are close to finishing this by now, okay? So I think it's a good time to make this video. But yeah, the first thing I want you guys to do is, of course, go to the journal right here, okay? Go to the agent collection and look at which cards you guys already have, okay? As you guys can see, I pretty much have most of the cards. As you guys can see right here, I have Luke, I have Rin, I have Aurelia, I have Melin, I have Veronica, I have Renoa, right? I have Yuki, I have Haru, and stuff like that, right? And of course the 4-star, I have a bunch of them. But yeah, right now what I'm missing is probably a good tank character, okay? I don't need any more DPS character, so I probably gonna pick up one of the two tanks, okay? So for example, for my account, I was gonna go for Calipe, right? Because I needed an AoE DPS character. Okay, of course I have Haru, but I prefer a full on AoE DPS character, and I was gonna pick her, but now I have Yuki, right? Who's an amazing AoE DPS. So I probably, for my account right now, I'm probably gonna go for Magna. Okay, I changed my mind and I'm gonna go for Magna because I need a good shielder, right? Of course I can use any of the 4-star characters like Marbles, right, or Amir, but like I said, I've been saying this, I don't want to build Amir, I'll be honest with you guys, okay? So yeah, for me, I need I like a tank DPS, so I'm going to go for Magna right here, okay? But of course, for you guys, it's going to be a different case, okay? So look at what you guys have and look at what characters you guys are missing on this, okay? That's one way to know who to pick up, okay? From this. Of course, there are certain characters who are better than the other characters, of course, like Melin, right? Absolutely broken single target DPS, right? People say tier list doesn't matter, but you can't argue with how strong Melin is, okay? That or someone like Veronica, right? Who's an amazing sub DPS card, or you could even use her as a main DPS, and you could build them multiple ways with her different types of ballistas, right? So like someone like Veronica, another very strong character, and she stands out more than the rest of the character, right? You could look at somebody like Hugo, who's a really good DPS character who does a follow-up attacks every time an ally uses an enhanced attacks or upgraded cards, okay? So yeah, some of this character, of course, definitely are standout, but at the same time, you guys should be mainly focusing on what you guys are missing on your account, okay? That is one way to know who to go for. And another thing you guys can look at is, of course, partner, right? Look at the partner selection. If you have a certain type of partner right here, and you guys do not have the character for that partner, that's also one way, one reason to pick up that character to help you utilize the partner, right? As you guys can see, for example, I have a good example. I have Zeta, right? Who's mostly for Calipe, right? This is a Calipe partner, but I don't have Calipe. So for me, it would be best to pick up Calipe from this, so I can utilize this partner as well, right? But I changed my mind. I'm gonna go for Magna. Arguably, Magna is a better tank than Calipe. I don't need any other tank DPS character, and I don't need any AoE DPS character for me, right? So I'm definitely gonna go for Magna because she's a better tank, and that's what I'm lacking in my account, right? So stuff like that, right? That's what you guys should be looking. Another thing you guys should be looking at on which character to pick up from is, look at the next banner, right? If the next banner, for example, I'm looking for a tank, right? A tank character, right? So I'll go for Magna, right? But if, let's say, the next character that's coming up is gonna be a tank character, so I'm probably gonna be saving until that character comes out, so I could get that character and not pick up Magna from here. I could pick up somebody else, right? Because I will have a good tank from the rate up banner, right? So definitely looking at the future banner selections is also one way to know who to go for, okay? But right at the moment, right, Chizuru is going to be coming up next, who is a DPS character, and I do not need a lot of DPS cards, so I am still going to go for Magna because I'm lacking a good tank character, okay? So stuff like that, right? that's also one way to know which character you guys should be should be picking up from this. Okay, of course I'm not going to tell you which characters like the best or stuff like that. You can make any character work in this game. Okay, if you guys have a good build, you guys can make any character work. Of course, like I said, there are standouts like Melin, right, like Veronica, who are like absolutely broken character. Okay, but at the same time, you could use like a freaking Luke right here, right? You can make him work. You can make him do like a crazy amount of damage if you got good build for him. Okay, so of course Luke is the least impressive character up here on this list, guys. Okay, but you can make him work, right? So when it comes to like tier list or like how strong is a certain character is, it's not that necessary. Excluding the standouts. Okay. And another thing you guys can look at is, of course, the new ongoing event, right? If you look at the event right now, right, you go to the chaos mode, right? I'm at 9 right now. For this, you guys don't really need a specific type of character. You guys can use, different type characters that are not void to clear this. So this one is not that necessary, but this one right here, the Great Rift right here, is going to be unlocking in 15 days, and that's going to be the type of score challenge game mode right here. That's going to be happening right here. Okay, so if you guys are worried about not being able to compete on this, then you guys can definitely wait here. You wait for this event to unlock and see what kind of character you guys gonna need to compete in this event. Okay, so it's gonna be a score challenge event right here, and of course it's gonna have a leaderboard type system going on. So if you guys want to compete and if you guys care about this, then you guys can definitely do so and wait for this. Okay, in the live stream they were showing this update right here. On this boss, people doing the live stream were using Melin and Haru, guys. Okay, so the boss might be water typing, right, blue typing, right, or fire typing. It depends, right? But I doubt it's gonna be fire because we have this guy right here who's a fire type. Okay, so it's probably gonna be water type, like blue typing, or maybe void typing, so it could they could better advertise Chizuru. So if you guys care about this, definitely you guys can wait and see what kind of card you guys gonna need for this event right here. Okay, but if you guys want to know like which cards are like the best ones, I could give you a brief like overview of which cards I think are really good. Okay, so for Luke, the problem with Luke is he definitely needs his E2 to be the most effective character. Okay, with E0 Luke, he's not that good, guys. Okay, he's not that impressive, guys. So Luke, unless you guys are planning to go for dupes, or you guys have him, let's say like E1 or something like that, you guys can go for him to get the E2 unlocked if you guys are like a Luke main. But outside of that, he is definitely the least impressive character on this list. Okay. Okay, next up we got Calliope. Okay, Calliope is a very, very strong character. Okay, she's a very good tank, and she's also a very good DPS character. Okay, so if you guys want based on both worlds, somebody who could tank for you and who could also do damage for you, then you guys can definitely use Calliope. Okay, Calliope is very strong. Of course, she works very similar to Owen, who is also a very good tank and also DPS, right? So she'd be really good if you guys want to get somebody like that. Okay, she also synergizes with a lot of teams, and she's very good. Okay, of course, if you have Magna and Calliope, that's an amazing combination. Okay, yeah, that's also another thing you guys can look at. Okay, you guys can look at the character, right? You guys can go to your agent collection. You guys can look at what card you guys have, and you guys can look at what kind of team you guys are making. Okay, so let's say you are making a Magna and Mika team. Okay, so if you guys want somebody to synergize with that team, Calliope will be an amazing addition to that team. Okay, so also it's important to pay attention to your the kind of team you guys are planning to run. Okay, let's say you have somebody like Melin, right? Melin, but you guys don't have Veronica, right? Those two, like Melin and Veronica, an amazing synergy character. Okay, so if you guys want synergy for a certain team, then you guys can go for that character that will complete your team and the synergy that's you guys are like going for. Okay, similar thing, right? If you guys have Yuki, right? But then you don't have Veronica. Yuki and Veronica is an amazing team. So if you guys are liking Veronica, you guys can pick up Veronica in order to synergize with Yuki, right? So you guys can look at that kind of stuff when it comes to the team synergy and stuff like that. Okay, and also if you guys want to make another synergy with like Teresa Mika, right? Mika, yeah, where is she? Teresa, Mika, and Orlia team, you guys can't do so because again, if you have the Epiphany that lets you get Shadow Daggers on heal, you guys can put 2 healers and then get a bunch of Shadow Dagger for Teresa, right? So if you guys do lack Orlia, you guys can go for Orlia in order to complete the synergy, right? So that's one way to look at which character you guys want to pick up from the selection, okay? But let's go back to the summon currency right here, okay? Okay, so Magna, right? Now we are on Magna. Magna is an amazing tank, guys. Okay, if you guys want a pure tank that's like that got counter, AoE counters and stuff like that, you guys can definitely go for. Okay, Magna is an insane tank. Okay, so if you guys need survivability and you know you guys are liking a good tank, definitely Magna is a way to go, guys. Okay, Magna also synergizes really good with Melin, but they both counter and they are really strong together. Okay, so yeah, Magna is another card you guys want to go for. Okay, Rin, she's a bit of a selfish character when it comes to DPS wise. She's very selfish. So if you guys are liking a void DPS character, let's say you guys don't have Renoa or Charon or stuff like that, you guys can go for Rin. She's an amazing single target DPS, probably one of the best single target DPS in the game beside Melin, okay, or beside Hugo. Okay, she's really good. Okay, of course you guys can use Charon as a single target DPS as well, but I think he's better used as AoE, but you know, it depends, right? It depends on your playstyle. But yeah, Rin, if you guys need a selfish DPS character, you guys can go for. Of course, once you have Rin A6, she definitely can be used with she's not selfish anymore with her E6, because her E6 applies moral stacks. Okay. As you guys can see, right, at the beginning of the battle, obtain Dark Mist stance. At the beginning of the turn, if Rin is in Dark Mist stance, obtain 2 morals, right? And this moral affects your entire team, so she definitely becomes a team player with her E6. But at E1 and stuff like that, she's very selfish DPS, so that's her only downside, okay, when it comes to Rin. Okay, next up we have Orlia. She's a really good healer. Okay, if you guys need somebody to with a healing capability, and there's a build that you guys can do that lets Orlia spam vulnerability on the enemy, and yeah, she's a very strong healer. There's a lot of things you could do with Orlia, guys. So if you guys need need a second healer or somebody to you know create a cheese strat and stuff like that, she's very good. Okay, very strong character right here. Okay, Melin, of course, one of probably the best single target DPS in the game right now, guys. Okay, Melin is a disgusting, guys. The amount of damage she does is insane. Okay, so Melin, definitely, if you guys are liking Melin, she's definitely I would say one of the best cards you guys can pick up from this. Okay, if you guys also especially liking a single target DPS. Okay, of course you guys can use 4-star character like Teresa to complete single target DPSs, single target content. But if you guys need an actual like a 5-star DPS for single target, she's very strong. Okay, very strong. And Melin is also really good for the new event, right? The crab fight. He's weak to fire typing, right? Passion typing. So Melin, if you guys care about completing the event and stuff like that, very strong card. Okay, of course Veronica, one of the best cards in the game, guys. There's different ways you guys can build Veronica. She's insane, right? With especially the standout things you guys can do with her is, of course, if you guys have the giant ballistas, she becomes a crazy AoE DPS character. If you guys have her shelling ballista, right, she becomes a very good single target and semi AoE character, because her shelling ballista allows her to attack random targets twice every turn. Okay, if you guys have a bunch of ballistas, shelling ballista stacks up, she melts things. Okay, so Veronica is a very strong character, and of course she have her piercing ballista that pretty much allows her to go through shields and everything and attack the health bar directly. So if you guys need somebody to beat up like yeah, if you guys want somebody to deal with this guy right here, what's his name, Judas, yeah, Veronica with piercing ballistas, an amazing character. Okay, because she pretty much just avoids his shield and attack his health directly. So if you guys need somebody like that, Veronica is definitely way to go. Okay, she's a very versatile DPS character and I love her. And of course we have next up Renoa. Of course Renoa with Nia combo is absolutely disgusting, because Renoa works off of discarding her Dirge Blade stacks in order to basically just destroy things. Okay, so and Nia allows her to basically discard all of her cards. So if you guys have like a bunch of Dirge Blades on hand and you use Nia to discard all of those, yeah, Renoa and Nia disgusting combo. And yeah, if you guys need a DPS that relies on like exhausting cards and doing crazy amount of damage, she's very good. Okay, of course she works similar to like Luke, but of course Luke is like I said, he's kind of bad at E1 or E0. Okay, you guys need you kind of need E2 for him to be really good. Okay, but yeah, Renoa, another really good DPS, but I think Rin might be a better DPS than Renoa. But the thing, the advantage Renoa have is you guys can use her as a AoE DPS character as well. Okay, she's not mainly like single target DPS. Okay, so yeah, very very good character right here. Of course, Hugo, you guys already know what he does, bro. Hugo is just disgusting. Okay, you put Teresa, Mika, and Hugo team, they just clean everything, guys. Okay, because he does follow up damage every time an ally uses not follow up, like enhanced or upgraded skills, and he just melts things. Amazing card. The only problem I see Hugo facing is like late game, right? Super late game, he might fall off a bit because he doesn't really have a crazy like way to buff his damage and stuff like that. He just does a consistent follow up damage every time, right? Every time an ally moves with his hunt commence stacks and stuff like that. So yeah, Hugo is very good, guys. But like I said, if you guys have Yuki, you guys do not need Hugo. Okay, I think a lot of you guys already summoned for Yuki, so Hugo, you guys can't skip on him. Okay, and of course we got Charon. Charon is just disgusting, right? He's a crazy DPS character that does insane amount of damage when it comes to AoE and also the single target DPS. You guys can't use him as a single target DPS as well. And yeah, he's really good. Of course, he works off of his futility / void cards. And yeah, very strong card. And yeah, guys, that's just a brief overview of cards you guys should be picking up. Of course, this like I said, man, this the whole thing, like which cards are strong or stuff like that, definitely doesn't really matter, except if he for Luke. Okay, Luke at E0, he's not that crazy, guys. Okay, yeah, so definitely don't pick him up if you guys are not planning to go for E2 or stuff like that. Okay, or if you guys are not planning to main him. Okay, he's kind of late down, I'm not gonna lie, but you can make him work. Okay, there's a lot of Luke main that do crazy stuff with this guy, so yeah, he's really good when he works. Okay, but yeah, of course, like I said, the standout Melin right here, right? Amazing standout. Freaking Veronica, even Hugo right here, right? Magna, insane character. Of course, Calipe right here as well, right? These are, of course, the main like this one, the Melin, Veronica, Calipe, Magna, Rin, Hugo, Charon. They are like a standouts when it comes to like standard characters, but you can make any of them work if you guys have the right build for them. Okay, but yeah, that's it for the video. Let me know what you guys think about this, and let me know how close you guys are to getting the selector, and let me know which character you guys gonna pick up from this. Okay, but yeah, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.